for this project, you're going to need to create a character. So you're going to launch Web Editor and start with a new project here. And for time's sake, I've already created one for me that I am going to use. And so this is my little character. I don't even know what it is. I just kind of drew something. So this is the character that I'm using for this project. You can create something elaborate. You can create something very simple. Totally up to you. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the entire character, and over on the right side we're going to choose Make Clip. And I realize you don't have a character made yet, so you can just watch this. It does not take very long, and then as I said before, I will post this video as well. So I'm going to click Make Clip, and now that kind of adds these scripts, these default scripts that we have. We're going to actually add a new script to it. We're not going to edit the default, but we're going to click this Add Script. So I'm going to click Add Script, and what we're doing is we want to update the timeline anytime the mouse does anything. So I'm going to choose Timeline, and I'm going to choose Update. Now we're going to type in a little bit of code at this point. We're going to type in this .x equals mouse and then a big X and a semicolon. This is a little bit of JavaScript that we're adding into it. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to see what that did. So I'm going to click play. And if you watch this, now this character will move along the x-axis wherever my mouse goes. But if I go up and down, he doesn't do anything because we haven't done any code or any writing for the y-axis. So I'm going to click on my character again, and I'm going to edit my update. And I'm going to put, and I'm just going to copy this because it can be the exact same thing, except we're going to change the X to a Y and this big X to a big Y. And now I'm going to close this and see what happens. And so now this character is following my mouse wherever it goes. But you'll notice it's a little choppy. It's not extremely smooth. And so that just has to do with the frame rate. So now I'm going to come up to settings, and I'm going to speed my frame rate up to make it a smoother transition. So I'm going to probably put it on about 30, see what that does. And so that looks a little better. But I'm even going to up my game just a little bit more. And we're going to add some animation to our character as it moves. So this particular animation is not going to take place here on the main timeline. We're going to have to go into the clip to do the animation. So to do that, I'm going to double click on my character. And when I do that, it isolates him. It brings up the clip tab and a separate timeline than the, I guess I would call, normal timeline. So in this one is where I'm going to add some animation. So I'm going to highlight my character and copy it. I'm going to go to the next frame and paste it. And I'm just going to rotate the little whiskers. We'll see how well I can do this here. Oh, that changes the color behind it, doesn't it? That's all right. Add some detail. And then I'm going to come to this next one. I'm going to paste again. I'm going to change it just a little more. I'm going to change this time. It's going to go down. Let me see what that looks like right now. So, wow, that's super fast, okay? So I'm going to use a shortcut to insert frames to make these last a little bit longer. And the reason we have these shortcuts, I'll show you in the settings, timeline. When you want to extend, what is it called? Extend and push frames. That's what they refer it to. You're going to hold down Shift and this the right bracket. And what that does is you'll notice, like right now, I've got 1, 2, 3. But I'm going to click on one, I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click that right bracket twice, and it extends this frame out 2 times, and it does not take away from the other ones. So when you are working on your animation and you're like, dang, I really need that to go a little bit longer before it goes to the next one, this is your shortcut in order to get that to add more frames. So I'm going to do that to this one too. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to hit that bracket. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And now I'm going to play and see how that looks. So the whiskers look a little better. So now I'm going to come back to my project and I'm going to click play. And you'll notice now the whiskers are moving as I'm following the mouse. And so that's some extra animation that you can add to it. If you wanted to do something else, like if I wanted to do the eyebrows, I could come in and I could do another layer. And we could take care of the eyebrows. You can add all kinds of different little animations within your clip, and then it'll show up when you're following the mouse. All right, once you get to the end and you are done, I'm gonna save. No, I'm not. I don't wanna overwrite my thing. Follow the mouse, finished first. So I know that this is for first period. All right, I'm gonna save it, and then we want to export as interactive, and we're gonna export the HTML. That's gonna successfully put that there. So then I'm gonna come back to my Schoology, and I'm gonna go to the Padlet, and okay, alrighty. All right. I'm going to click the plus sign in the bottom right corner. I'm going to put my name, and where it says write something, I'm going to put my class period. And then I'm going to upload, and I'm going to pick my file, and I'm going to find where I downloaded my HTML, and it should upload. And then when I'm ready to click, there it is. And that's what you will be turning in. See how he disappears when you go off screen? That's cool too. You can change the background color. I mean, you can be creative with this however you want to be with your character. But as I said, I don't want you to use anything from the internet. Now, if you want to take an internet picture and draw it yourself, that's okay. Like if you wanted to do SpongeBob. I don't want you to find an image of SpongeBob and just use that. But if you want to recreate SpongeBob and draw him, then that is okay with me. The key is I want you to draw it yourself.